Entertainment World Soldier here, and I am back to talk about Star Trek Picard, Season 1, Episode 9, and my thoughts on it. And I'm going to start off by saying it was so hard to get through this episode. I mean, the story is boring, actors can't fucking act. I mean, what was the point of this series again? Like, I know it was supposed to be around Soji, but they really tried to tell us it was about Picard. I mean, the whole damn show is called Picard, but we have spent most of this season on fucking Soji. Picard is literally an afterthought, and I can't stand it. This entire series has been a lie. Okay, it's just filled with nonsense, bad writing, bad acting, and the story is just so fucking boring. I mean, there's parts of this episode you see certain characters and then you realise, yeah, they're the bad guy or bad girl. And I mean, come on, how could this have been allowed to air? That's what I'm saying. There was reshoots apparently. Apparently they got so far into this, pretty much like 80% through this series, before they said to themselves, well, it doesn't really make sense, so we're going to have to go back and fix the rest of it. Like, I can't imagine what they've changed. Because if that was so bad, and this is what they thought was the best they could do, it's like, who the fuck are they? Who is in charge here? I mean, I can't make sense of this anymore. It's almost like CBS just gave up and said, listen, Kurtzman, do what the fuck you like, because we just can't be asked to deal with it. Because there's just no sense in this episode. There's nothing. I can't believe it, man. There was a time when you looked forward to a fucking Star Trek episode. I mean, I've watched fucking Deep Space Nine again, and I was always excited for the next episode. But with Star Trek Picard, I dread it. I really dread it. I just cannot be asked to watch any more of this. Because nobody's trying. Picard is not trying. Patrick Stewart just does not care. It's almost like he's just trying to assassinate this character to get it over with and just say, listen, if I piss off the fans so much, maybe they'll stop trying to ask me back. Like, listen, I was not one of those people that wanted Picard back. I was fine with how it ended with Picard. I was done with him. There's characters I'd love to come back. Sisko, for one thing, because I think he got done wrong in the last season of Deep Space Nine. I wanted him to be alive, not dead, or wherever they put him. But yeah, I was not screaming for Picard to come back. So yes, I was excited to hear about this episode. I mean, I was excited to hear about Picard, but the way they've treated the character, they just show no respect for it. They have no respect for us. They just do not respect this universe. This is just an SJW platform for them. Just ruin it. And last week I said about Raffi and Rio being good actors. I fucking take that shit back. Because this episode, God, I could barely get through it with them two. The overacting is astonishing. Because the guy who plays Rios, I know he can act. Like, I know he can. I watched the Three Musketeers with him in it. So there's no excuse for his bad acting. So it's either he's not bothered or the director is terrible. And for me, it's just got to be the director. The actress who plays Soji, listen, they put a lot of work on her in this episode. I'll give her that, but she's just doing 180s like every fucking scene. It's like one scene she's good, one scene she's bad, one scene she's all over the place. I don't get it anymore with her. I just wanted a good episode. Okay, because there's no good episodes. Like last week's episode was okay, but there's still problems with it. Now people can say there's problems with every Star Trek episode in history. It's like, yeah, but come on. There's problems in everything, but the good normally weighs out the bad. But with Star Trek Picard, the bad is always bad, and there's just no good to fall back on. And the story itself, I couldn't care less. I really couldn't care less, because the writers couldn't care less. They're just throwing shit at you in this episode, hoping that you'll think, look at this, look who we brought back, look at this, look what we're planning here. It's like, I don't care. The person you brought back in this episode should not have come back, in my opinion, because it's so ridiculous what they do with the character. It just cannot make sense that they let this shit go out on air. I mean, I think this is the worst episode I've ever seen in this series. I guess I'm going to go into spoilers now, so I'll just give it my rating for people who don't want to hear spoilers. I'm giving this a 3 out of 10. I'll give it a 3 because there was one interesting thing they did. I'll go into it in the spoiler section. And again, the character they brought back, I hate they brought him back, but I respected the fact he came back. If they had used him in a massively better way, this could have made me a lot happier. But yeah, I'll give them the 2 points for that, and there's 1 point because the CGI isn't bad. But other than that, everything else is shit. So that's my rating, 3 out of 10. If you don't want to hear spoilers, leave now, because I'm going right into it. So the episode starts off with a ship in the Borg vortex thing when they go into hyperspace. We then see the doctor's scared under a table because she's just scared of everything, isn't she? The crew's just bracing themselves. They come out of the Borg field at this planet, which is obviously the robot planet they were heading to. As soon as they get out, a Romulan ship comes out the same way. It's cloaked, firing. They have a little battle with it. They then disable the ship, and then Picard, no, not Picard. Then Soji says, "Let's destroy the ship," and Picard's like, "No, let's not destroy it. Let's save the pilot inside." It's like, Picard, there's like going to be a shitload of Romulans soon. Why are you caring about one little Romulan? Just kill him. But then he manages to fix his ship again, and then he attacks again. But when he starts attacking, a massive Borg cube comes out of nowhere, and then this planet's defense grid activates. A bunch of flowers, by the way. That's their defense grid. Just a bunch of flowers that disable the ships, all of them, and they all fall down to the planet and crash. And then we get the whole music scene, and boom. I mean, the flowers, that's your defense. A robot planet, and that's all you have. A robot planet that's hiding from people, that's worried about being attacked. You have, apparently they have about 25 of these fucking flower things, and they're the ones that's defending their planet. No ships, no like platforms with phasers on them. No, it's just a bunch of flowers. I don't get it. Anyway, let's get on with it. Yeah, so the ship's crashed, and then we get the music scene. Then we get a scene where the Doctor is talking to Picard with an old tricorder. No, she's using an old tricorder on Picard. She's pretty much looks very sad because she scans that Picard is dying. We've known this since episode 1, so why is she just finding this out now? I don't know. Again, this is bad writing. Picard then doesn't look surprised because he knows. He then gets the next scene where he's walking on the bridge and he tells the crew that he wants to get Soji home and that he's dying. And he then says his first swear word, which is like he doesn't give a fuck. He just wants to get on with it, and he says he doesn't want to talk about it either. Now I get it. They're trying to make Picard look out like to be some kind of hard ass. Okay. But I think they'd want to talk about it. Why would Picard tell them? Why would Picard not tell the Doc, listen, keep this shit silent. Don't tell the crew. I'll deal with it in my own time. Why would you tell the crew in the first place? It doesn't make sense. And then the crew's reaction is, for a minute, they're all sad. And then as soon as Picard says stop being sad about it, they all stop. And they then start repairing the ship. And that's it. It's like you don't really hear about Picard's sickness ever again in this episode. It's like, why didn't Raffi ever bring it up again? Why didn't Soji? Why did everybody just forget that Picard is fucking dying? It's stupid. But that's Star Trek Picard. He then tells the crew that they need to tell the robots on the planet that the Romulans are coming, and they need to tell them to get ready for the attack. So the crew then leave the ship and try to head for the nearest camp or something. So they walk out, looking at the landscape and all that, and then they somehow come across the Borg cube. Now, problem with this whole fucking scene is, you ever seen the size of a Borg cube? I mean, those flowers brought the fucking thing down. Didn't softly bring it down. They fucking threw that bitch down on the ground. That's like a meteor hitting a planet. That would do more than just create a little bit of dust on the floor. That's literally a world-ending event. To have a whole Borg cube crash on the ground. Something tells me Kurtzman just watched fucking J.J. Abrams' little story of the Death Star on the planet and just thought, hey, let's put a fucking Borg cube on the fucking planet. It doesn't make sense. Why isn't there fires going around? Why does the Borg cube look more intact on the ground than it did in the space? It crash landed. That should have fucking destroyed the planet. But there you go. So Picard and the crew go into the Borg ship. By the way, not even knowing who's in control of the Borg ship. I mean, they had no idea. This could have been a Borg cube just going around the fucking Borg transwarp field. This could have been any Borg ship. But Picard doesn't seem to give a shit. He walks in and, you know, nobody's got their phasers out. Just nothing. They don't care. I mean, it's lucky this is the same Borg cube that Seven was on. So Picard talks to Seven. Seven tells them, yeah, we're repairing the Borg ship. We're trying to get the replicators on so we can make food for ourselves. Picard then tells them, listen, scan for Romulans. They agree. And then that's it. Oh, and he also then tells Lego about his death. Why are you telling people, Picard? You've literally told your entire crew not to fucking talk about it, and yet you're telling Lego Boy about it. Why? Because he then acts like a little child. Lego Boy, he's like, I don't want you to die. I'm sad. I was like, well, Picard didn't need to tell you in the first place, but could you grow up? Like, there's bigger issues. He's not dead yet. I mean, again, all could have been sorted out if Picard just told Doctor Woman, don't tell anybody, and I'll deal with that in my own time. But the writers just want to make it clear that he's dying. So, fuck's sake. He then tells Lego Boy, listen, you've got to protect the XBs and Seven from any attacks. Like, listen, Lego Boy can't protect shit. Seven had to save his ass in the last episode, so it's kind of Seven needs to protect him, so I don't know. So Picard and group leave the Borg ship and leave Seven and Lego Boy to it. They then head to this city. Now again, I don't know how long this robot planet has been around, but they could have done a lot more with it. Because all we just see is a bunch of small buildings and people in, I don't know, yoga clothes. I mean, I don't even fucking know what they're wearing. Like, these are all robots, and they're dressed in like they're fucking, I don't know, on a harem or something. It's just so bizarre. It really is. I mean, they're robots. Why do they care what they're wearing? Why are they not building things? I mean, it's just weird. Like, this is a robot planet, but it just really feels like I've walked into a Greenpeace camp or something. Then we meet this robot woman who recognises Soji, says, "Oh, hello, Soji," and Soji says, "You know me," and then they have a little chat about it. Then the woman recognises Picard and says, "You're Jean-Luc Picard." Jean-Luc Picard says yes. And hold on, because I've really off. I know where I am. Then Robot Girl tells the robots about the Romulans coming to kill them. And then Soon's son, and apparently this is pretty much the actor who plays Data. This is how they bring him back into Star Trek series. They make him Soon's son. Okay, a question. Why does he look exactly like his father? Because I don't look like that. When it comes, does anybody look exactly like their parents? Like, yes, there's eyes, ears, nose that can look the same, but the whole fucking thing, everything looks the same. He's not a robot. Like, for God's sake, could you just say he's a robot? It would make so much more sense. No, this guy is flesh and fucking blood. Oh, God. Why does he look so much like his father? That's physically impossible. Unless his father is apparently his twin. It makes no sense. Picard then says it's like looking at Data again. Then what's his name? Alton, I think is his name. Alton tells the robots to bring Picard a glass of water because at their age they get very parched. I don't know if that was meant to be funny or something, but I don't fucking know. The scene then pans to everybody sitting around each other talking about the Romulans' attack. And then they mention, what's his name? Maddox. And again, this is why I got very pissed off, because they all say that Maddox was trying to do dangerous things, like he was trying to open them up to try and get them to talk to the Federation or to someone, and well, Anton said, listen, we thought that was dangerous. And they get very annoyed at the doctor woman for killing him. Now, okay, I get you annoyed. Why aren't you fucking placing her under arrest? Why aren't you killing her yourself? I mean, he's literally like these robots' god, their father. Yet they're just nobody. I don't get it. She murdered him. This wasn't an accident. They seem very under fucking standing that she killed a man. Because I say a man because if this was a fucking woman, we wouldn't be fucking having this conversation. That bloody prick would be dead or in prison or anything. But because it was a man she killed, we got to talk. We got to think about her feelings. It's stupid. She killed a man. Throughout this entire episode, they act very annoyed at her, but not fucking angry. Not trying to get her blood or anything. They just accept it. And they don't do anything to her. It's a fucking outrage. She killed a guy. My God. So then the scene pans to Picard sitting somewhere else. I have no idea why he's sitting somewhere else. But he is. A woman goes up to him. We don't see her face yet. But I fucking pretty much knew who this person was. Picard then says, I recognise that face. They walk up together. Soji's pretty much talking. And then it turns out it's a fucking copy of Soji. I didn't catch her name. I'm just going to call her the copy. So the copy walks up and, talks about Maddox for a little bit as well. She doesn't really like the doc because, again, she did kill Maddox. And then she asked to see what's in the doc's head. What did O show her? Because apparently the robots think that the message that the Romulans have been seeing wasn't meant for them. It was meant for other robots. So the doc walks up to them, and he walks up to her, and this scene, which is again, this episode's full of stupid scenes, but this is one of their best. Can fucking mind meld. A robot can mind meld now. Again, this is a lightsaber thing for me, because apparently everybody can use a lightsaber and now everybody can use mind meld. There's a reason certain characters can do certain things. That's why I always got annoyed in the new Star Wars when everybody picked up a lightsaber. Because it was stupid. It's a Jedi weapon, not an everybody weapon. Because if everybody can use a lightsaber, why would you bother having a fucking blaster? So, like, if everybody can use the fucking mind trick, why doesn't everybody learn the mind trick? It's supposed to be a Vulcan thing. That they're the only ones that can do it. But apparently, this copy has been reading books. I thought you had to be a certain race. But you can't do that anymore because that is racist. I don't fucking know. It's just a stupid scene that should never have been put in this episode. I mean, why didn't you just say, well, the Romulans... Anyway, the Romulans are mind meld with her. She sees the entire thing. Apparently, in this message, it's pretty much telling everybody who reads this message that robots, you have to worry about the organics, because the organics will always be jealous of you and will always fear you and want to kill you. So you got apparently in this message it said there's a god race of robots waiting out there that's looking above to look after you or something. I didn't really catch it all, but what I did catch is that they're trying to turn Star Trek into fucking Battlestar Galactica, because now we're going to have a robot rebellion, a robot war with our organics. It doesn't make sense. Why are you putting this into Star Trek? I mean, for God's sake, this is Star Trek. Star Trek doesn't copy. It doesn't copy. Why the fuck? Again, Data was a great character. Okay? But he wasn't a robot. I mean, yeah, he was classed as a robot, and that's what was great about him, but he just didn't really feel like he was a robot in some episodes. But now they've just gone fully into that. And just trying to make this entire thing robots against organics. And it's just Battlestar Galactica. Why are you copying this? Why am I watching an episode where we are literally being told that fucking robots want to kill organics? It's just stupid. But anyway, enough of that rant. So it just pisses me off. So they end the mind link. She pretty much tells everybody what was in the fucking message. She then says, fascinating, like Data. Oh yeah, all these robots pretty much look like Data. They have that skin thing in their eyes. So, what the fuck is Soji then? Why does Soji look so fucking human? I mean, I don't get it. It's like they all look like Data, but she doesn't. I mean, if they're hiding from people and don't want people to think they're robots, why aren't they all looking like Soji? Look human-like, and they can pass themselves off as, yeah, it's just a human colony. Just leave us alone. It's like, I don't fucking know. It's just, oh God, it pisses me off. So, the scene then goes to the doctor in the room talking to Alton, I think that's his name, about Maddox. Alton's pretty pissed off. You know, it's like, how could you kill Maddox? You've taken a lot from us. He was apparently making robots for them, but without, again, this is what pisses me off in this entire episode. So Soon's son pretty much says to the Doctor, I will, if you want to do, if you want to help me make more robots, because you were fucking friendly with Maddox, and Maddox probably taught you something. I mean, it's just, so that's her punishment. She gets to do what she's always wanted to do. That's the punishment in your eyes. She gets to build robots, which she's been fucking dying to do. That's the punishment you're going to give her. How is that a fucking punishment? Shouldn't she be fucking taken to prison? Or shot? Or something? She killed... Anyway, she says that will be great, because that's a punishment now. And then we pretty much... where are we? Soji and the copy of Soji start talking about the defense of the planet. Soji's trying to tell the copy, listen, we've got Picard here. He'll help us defend this planet from the Romulans. The copy doesn't believe it. I don't fucking blame her. It's like, what the fuck's Picard going to do? You have no ships. By the way, Picard hasn't even mentioned the Borg cube. Because, again, okay, if I can let go of the Borg cube crashing and nothing bad happening to the planet, fine, I'll let that go. But why don't you tell the robots to go help Seven try to fucking build the Borg cube? A Borg cube is a fucking beast in battle. I mean, look at Wolf 159. Look at the fucking First Contact movie. It takes an entire fleet to take one of those things out. Why not tell the robots to go help Seven, fix it, send it back up, and make it a defense grid? I mean, nobody has a fucking brain in this episode. But yeah, Soji tries to tell Copy they'll be fine. The Copy's pretty much annoyed and says, no, we need to think of something better to do. So Soji then talks to Picard about the Copy. Hold on. Sorry, I'm not at that bit yet. Then we see a scene of the Romulan brother has been captured by the robots, and he starts begging for his life like a little bitch. And then we then go to the Doctor and Rios, which Rios then again talks to the Doc. Doesn't give a shit about Maddox or either. Again, I bring up Maddox because it's just so stupid. Apparently, then a cat comes in. He hates cats, Rios. And again, some more apparently not fan fiction. Something to, make the fans feel happy. They built a cat and they've called it Spot 2. I don't fucking know what's the point of that, but they put that in the fucking show. We then get Raffi, who is given he's given something that fixes things, and this was not, my god, they could not foreshadow anymore, but this thing fixes anything, and the woman who gives it to them says you can use your imagination, it fixes anything you want. Now what I think they're going to do with this fixing thing is they're going to pretty much fix Picard and his illness. That's what that thing's going to be used for. It's just, oh my god, it's just so blatant. It can fix anything. Use your imagination. They're obviously going to use it on Picard. It's just stupid. Fuck me, man. Then Raffi hugs Picard and says she loves him. Picard kind of flinches a little bit, doesn't understand. And then he just says, I love you back, fucking Raffi. And then that's it. Picard, then the scene goes to Picard trying to call Starfleet again. Not again. Tries to call Starfleet. He's asking for help to protect the robots. He's trying to call this the First Contact scenario. Soji then talks with hold on. No. Soji talks to the brother Romulan, who she's pretty much pissed off at. Oh no, that's not it. Sorry. Page is wrong. The scene then goes to the brother who's in the prison cell. He asks for water and some food. The robot woman is about to let him out before Soji comes along, tells her not to trust the brother. The brother then says, "How are you? I'm sorry that I tried to kill you." Soji doesn't believe him. She calls him twisted, and he tells her that the Romulans are going to kill them all. And that was that was about it. Oh, and then the robot woman says, "I'll send you something to eat and drink later." Then Soji goes to talk to Picard about what the doc did to Maddox, and she doesn't understand how someone can kill another person. Then we get a scene of the copy heading to talk to the prisoner, which is the brother, and then she opens and lets him out of the prison, which he then goes and kills the robot woman. And it was just weird. Like, nobody asked how he got away. He got away. Soji's like mad and says, "I should have killed him." Nobody, again, do they not have cameras on this place? Didn't they have multiple robots? How the fuck did the robot woman not just kick the Rom's ass? She's a robot. But apparently he was able to kill her. I mean, again, the copy let him out. Ugh. So the copy then tells everybody they're not safe, they need to call for help. Picard says he's trying to call Starfleet. She's not talking about Starfleet, she's talking about the higher beings or the other robots to make a stand. And Soon Sun, well, as soon as Picard mentions the Federation, Soon Sun says we can't call the Federation because the Federation are just like the Romulans. They don't trust machines, and well, and sooner or later the Federation will turn on the robots and try to kill them. Picard tries to tell the the robots, "Listen, I can talk to Starfleet, I can make them listen, I can get them to help you." And then Soon pretty much says, "They didn't listen to you after Mars," which is actually a great point, Picard. They didn't listen to you. Like, why are you fucking saying all this bullshit? You can't even get the Federation to send a fleet to help these people, but you think you can convince them to not come down and kill them. Seems a bit stupid, Picard. Seems very stupid. And Picard's trying to say he will speak for you. It's like, who the fuck made him their ambassador? Fuck me. But the copy then pretty much takes over and says we got to put Picard in prison, because if he's outside he'll probably try to get everybody to stop fighting and to give up and not to, well, kill people basically. Picard pretty much tries to tell them, "Listen, if you fight back, if you go down this path, you are going to make the Romulans right. They'll be able to show the entire galaxy that robots can't be trusted." Which he is fucking right, but I think to a point, the robots will probably need to defend themselves. But, fuck it, I don't know. And then the copy asks Soji, does she agree that Picard should be put in prison? House arrest, basically. Soji takes her time, but then she says, yes, Picard should be put in prison. And then we get to my most favourite pissed off moment. They then say they should put the Doctor in prison. I mean, it's only taken most of the fucking episode. But the Doc fights her corner and says, I will die to defend you. The copy of Soji then goes up to her and says, don't lie to me, will you die for us? And the robot woman, then the Doc says, yes. Doesn't fight Picard's corner, but she'll fight her own corner, and the robots all agree, because Maddox's son says, yes, she can help us build robots. Okay. So you're going to put Picard in prison, but not the woman who killed the guy who created you all. Just let her do anything she wants. Picard has to go prison, she can stay free. Christ, they don't give a shit, do they? They then take Picard away, put him under house arrest. Soji then pretty much agrees again. And then the scene goes to the Borg fleet where Commodore O is on the ship. Okay, problem here. The fuck's she doing on one of them ships? I thought she was just an agent. They even call her a Commodore still. So what, she a Commodore in the Federation and the Romulan Empire? It doesn't make sense. Why didn't they make her some sort of Romulan rank? Why are they still calling her Commodore? I mean, oh my god. How the fuck is she gone out of Starfleet unnoticed? Why? I mean, again, she's the head of security. Nobody keeping an eye on that bitch? So she can just leave the Earth whenever she likes and run away to a Romulan fleet without nobody finding out. Dumb writing. And the episode ends. This is a stupid episode. Fucking dumb. None of this makes sense. They let the Doctor get away with murder. The robots then turn into what the Romulans have been pretty much saying they were going to turn into. A bunch of killers. This copy is obviously a bad guy. She obviously wants to kill organics. You can pretty much see the bloodlust in her. And fucking Soon's son was right about Picard. Like, why the fuck would the robots listen to you, Picard? You fucking couldn't get the Federation to not ban robots. To stop the help for the Romulans. You couldn't get them to help the Romulans. They ended up stopping it. He's acting like he has power in the Federation. He doesn't. Because the writers pretty much made it. Sure he couldn't. And I just fucking know that this next episode is pretty much the Federation will arrive in time to help the fucking robots. And somehow Picard will convince Soji to help him escape. And the fucking copy is going to turn out to be the main villain. And fucking Commodore O will probably either die or be captured. I think more like captured because not going to kill a woman. The writers don't care what they're doing. They're just writing anything down and hoping people don't look into it more. This episode, it was a mess. It's stupid, and it's just not Star Trek. And I feel like I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10 because I fucking hated this. I fucking did. It was stupid, and I'm still pissed at the Doctor. It's been 3 episodes since she's killed Maddox. 3, I think even 2 episodes that they've known she's killed Maddox. And she is walking around free still. And everybody is making excuses for her. Everybody. She killed someone. In Star Trek, you normally put people away for that. But she gets away with it. And yes, it's because she's a woman. If you want to call me sexist for that, prove me wrong. Tell me a fucking show. Tell me a film where a man has gone away with killing a woman and has not got off scot-free. Please tell me. Tell me the episode where a man has gotten away with that. Where everyone in the cast knows he killed an innocent woman. Because again, Maddox was an innocent man. And it's fucking stupid. And trust me, she will never see a jail cell. She won't. They're going to let that bitch go. And I hope to God I've proven wrong. But I'm just done. I'm sick of this episode. I'm sick of the fucking writers of this show. I'm sick of everything. And that's my review. If you like the video, give it a like. If you don't like the video, give it a dislike. And comment below and tell me if you like this episode or if you didn't like this episode. Also, do share this video and subscribe if you like my videos. It's Entertainment World Soldier. Bye.